Good afternoon, viewers. This is the Tabletop Warrior coming to you from the Command Center. Today we're just going to do kind of like a small review slash maybe playthrough of this phenomenal solitaire game, which is a Sherman leader. It's a World War II ground combat solitaire strategy game, which unique about this version is that it does come with the Tiger Leader upgrade kit. So let's get started. So basically, let me see, where do I start here? All right, let's start. So what I picked is the Bulge 1944 with the German offensive, which is standard as far as difficulty is concerned. But it does give you an additional 43 SO points, which is kind of cool. So for this one, the enemies gain +2 on tactical movement rolls, and as you can see, you get a pretty good skill set of commanders, 4, 4, 4, 3, and 2. And then the scenario that I picked is Cut Off, which is a 3-week campaign, plus you get 60 SO points, so you get 60 plus that 43, which gives you a pretty good number to start off with. You are going to be fighting against 23 battalion points, which depending on what you actually draw from the deck could be quite significant. As you can see here, you don't get points. You get 10 SO points if you destroy 3 battalions, and then you gain an additional 7 when you destroy a total of 4. But that's it. That's all the SO points you're going to get. So you definitely have to be a lot smarter on this one, because not only are you fighting in a very aggressive German forces, but you're also cut off, which means you're not going to get SO resupplies at the end of every week like you would. However, this is only a 3-week campaign, which is actually pretty neat. As you can see, I'm going for 17 plus victory points so I can get a great evaluation. So we are still currently on week 1. However, so far I've been able to defeat a fast scout force, which was 4 armored cars, which gave me a total of 2 points. And then I was also able to defeat a scout force, which had a pretty good significant number of troops, tanks, rifles, machine guns, truck, armored cars, which gave me a total point of 3 victory points. So far I'm sitting at 5 victory points. The curtain who we're currently facing right now is we're facing a heavy weapons battalion, consisting of 2 rifles, 2 anti-tank, 2 machine guns, 2 anti-tank guns, and 2 mortars, which is going to give me a total of 3 victory points. So if I can take these out, that'll put me at 2, 3 is 5. That'll put me at 8 victory points, and then I would finish my week 1. As you can see, what I recommend viewers that you do, this comes with 1 sheet. I recommend that you just kind of make copies of them, so you can continue to track your progress. As you can see, I started off with 103 SO points, purchased a total of 86 points worth the units, and then I believe I did 1 promotion, and I also purchased 3 scout trucks. I'm currently sitting on turn 5. So that means I have 5 more turns to defeat this infantry heavy weapons battalion. So I think I am actually pretty good. As far as the special conditions card, this is what I ended up drawing, which actually forced all non-fixed battalions to actually move forward. How how funny that in this actual scenario, which is actually becoming more historical than ever, the Allies were surrendered, and the Germans did push into the Bulge, which became the Battle of the Bulge, where the famous 101st Airborne Division, which actually surrendered, surrounded, but did not surrender, and they fought all the way until they pushed back the enemy attacks. So not only am I cut off, which is unique, but then this card has the Axis actually push all the way through the transit and the breakthrough areas all the way forward. So as you can see, that's currently where I'm sitting at right there. I still have these two mechanized battalions and my front lines, and then I've got 2 more units in my transit, and then 1 more non-movable enemy battalion on my enemy rear. As far as the enemy tactical movement, they're currently pretty aggressive, which is here. Ended up getting a 7 or 8. So right now it's basically they advance if they can't attack, and then HE advance, and then advance to cover. So these guys are definitely on the offensive. As far as an event card, if you've played this before, when you draw one at the beginning of the mission, it's always the top one, and then at the end it's the end of the week, it's the bottom one. So I couldn't use the subtract 1 stress from more participating commanders because they weren't stressed yet, but it's kind of cool because I'm going to be able to pay 1 SO point and subtract 2 stress from all participating commanders. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of this, and I'm going to continue to fight forward, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and attack 3 battalions. Let me kind of show you where we're at right now. I've got a really good mix of commanders. Now everybody can do the same, but or whatever, but this is what I went with. I always pick the best commanders, which is for this scenario. It gave you, you can start with 2 veterans. So I always put my veteran commanders with my mechanized forces. That's just something I do. So I got Tiluki. He's a fast and also a marksmanship. He's also got a marksman special ability, and he's on the M4 Jumbo, which is a fairly expensive unit. Then we have Johnson, a veteran, also a fast US mechanic, and then I believe I ended up promoting him before the turn. Turned him from, yep, so he's a skilled, slow, but another US mechanic. And then I got an artillery unit. Oh, and then these guys are on the Shermans. I got Christie, slow, but he does have an additional tactic point, and he's currently on the M5 artillery weapon. Dart, skilled. He is my experienced machine gun team, but he's also a fast unit. Here we got Kolchak, average of 9, slow, but he is a medic, and he is my experienced anti-tank team commander. Sanders, average, slow, another marksmanship, anti-tank team commander. And then Graham, he's an average, slow, and he has my experienced rifle team. And here we got Red Tree, green, experienced rifle team. And then my last 2 units are Barry. He's already got 1 stress point on him. Slow, and he has my rifle team. And then Farrell, light armor, slow, and he is my M3 half track. This commander in my light armor was in addition, based on the special conditions card, which allowed me to add a unit with a value of 6 or less in its green commander to your command. So that was kind of unexpected, but welcomed. However, the first 2 battalions did come with a loss. We did lose Commander Kelly. He was one of my infantry commanders, and unfortunately he was KIA. However, we are sitting pretty good. If I can defeat this enemy battalion, which is 7 Alpha, that'll put me at 8 victory points in the first week, which means I'm sitting pretty healthy as far as being able to proceed forward. So I'm gonna just a real quick. Here's the commander skills. I mentioned I have a marksman, which ignores cover and enemy hex. I have a US mechanic. He can repair up to 2 damage, 2 US mechanics, and then I have a tactics, and then I have an aggressive commander, which can move and attack without suffering stress. Oh, don't forget I also have a medic, which heals 2 stress, 1 wounded, or 1 casualty. So it's always good. I always recommend people when you select your commanders, take your time and do it right so that you have a good mixture of a team. Hit explanations are located here. And then the enemy tank types. These are the tanks that I pulled out. They're not part of this scenario. And this is the tank shits that I've been drawing. And then here's where I place my my damage tokens. As far as the terrain, additional terrain I keep there, and then I've got 1 dice tray which I keep here. Current tactical situation, as you can see, I have a tank unit and light armor unit and some heavy terrain. And then here I have some armor unit, and then 2 infantry and artillery behind some heavy cover, and then I have the addition of my military forces and some light cover. Enemy disposition, they're spread out fairly well. I'm going to try to take advantage of these guys because they're definitely in the open. And I'm going to see if I can hit them, especially with my fast units, and then maybe open up with my machine gun teams as they come forward. This is mostly an infantry battalion with some artillery, anti-tank gun support. So I'm hoping that I place my infantry and my heavy teams in a position where we can engage aggressively. So we're going to go ahead and begin turn 5, and I'll come back with the results of turn 5.